Shy's case, I'll break it all the way down for you. We started together in this basement. You know what I'm saying? And when I actually received the check from the deal with Interscope and Aftermath and Shady, they go $1 million something. He see everybody reaching at my pockets, and he's doing it too. Because they're thinking it's just what they're supposed to do, like the business. And then I get a call from Chris. Chris tell me, yo, what we gonna do about Shy? I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, he trying to play me against my man. Because me and Chris was just getting together like that. I'm like, yo, I was closer to Shy and Chris. And he's like, no, he's asking about how to charge for studio time. And I'm like, for what's the studio bill? His light bill? So when I paid the $50,000, check this out, he asked for $50,000. I said, yo, don't take $50,000, take $30,000 in a point. Mind you, the point was worth $1.3 million.
Damn.
I sold 13 million records on that album. So it's like, take 30,000, take 1.3, 30.
Right.
Instead of 50,000. And then when we come back to the lawyer's office, he says, yeah, I spoke to Chris. He said the 50 was cool. I go, there was only 2 options. He said 50,000, give him the 50,000. I give you the 50,000 cash as singles right now because he didn't understand what he was doing at that point. Then the lawyer goes, no, listen, can I say something to him? You know, like, can I just say something to him because I don't think he understands exactly what he's actually doing. I go in the other room. He come back. He said, okay, I'll take the 30,000 in the point because the lawyer was like, I'll give you 20,000 for the point right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take this. And then he was like, all right. Because he thought I was trying to give him less money.
Right.
But
when
really
I said 30 versus the 50, but I'm giving him $1.3 million.
Think long term, baby.
Yeah.
But did he know that the album was going to sell as much? Had it already sold 13 million, or was that in anticipation of what?
There was no way to
That
tell
was
him.
Get Rich or Die Trying?
It hadn't sold.
Yeah,
already.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
So he had no idea what
I
was
would have
gonna
rolled those
happen.
dice on that.
So he had no idea how the album was going to sell,
Right.
and he
But-
wanted that sure 20,000.
At that point,
Was in the club out yet?
the record was getting ready to go, but he heard everything.
Right.
Okay.
He heard
now
the
look,
album and everything, yeah.
I paid the most he ever got paid for a track on the Bloodhound record. Paid the 50,000, the 30,000 in the point for the actual recording time. So at that point, in my mind, he had been paid for all of his services. Because there's nothing that you didn't get paid for that you can think of. You don't thought of everything you can come get money from me for. So now I go, after the record sells, well, we was at like 9 million at that point. Interscope gives me $15 million for G-Unit Records. Now when I get it, I go, like, you're not my partner. Like, you've been paid for all of your services.
This right here is an example of lack of financial literacy. And when you have grown up in an environment where you're constantly struggling, you don't see the big picture. You got to focus on what's right now.
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond.
My name is Dorian from Group82Music.com. Right here, we got 50 Cent talking about how his friends switched up on him after his first check. Shy Money. Shy Money was a part of the G-Unit camp. I don't know if he was like the DJ or promoter, or he was just around, right? He was like an engineer. He did a little bit of everything. And 50 Cent's story, he got shot 9 times, dropped by Columbia, blah, blah, blah. So this is the deal with Interscope. This is a deal with Dr. Dre. This is a deal with Eminem. The album Get Rich or Die Trying is recorded. He's done. He's heard the whole thing. Eminem is on fire right now, 2002. So Shy Money knows what's coming up. 50 Cent worked with Shy Money inside of the studio, and Shy Money charged 50 Cent $50,000 because 50 Cent had it. Okay, cool. Like, I charge you 50, I'm gonna pay you 50. He's like, but instead of me paying you 50, I'm gonna pay you $30,000 and I'm gonna give you 1 point on the album. What's the point? There's 100 points on the album because you know everything 100% is complete, like a test, right? If you take a test in school, you get 100 out of 100 is the most you can get. So 1 out of 100, in our minds, in a consumer mind, in an academic mind, that's an F. That's extremely low F. But in business, 1 point can be a lot. Because what happened is 50 sold 13 million records. He sold them for $10 each. 13 times 10 million is 130 million. 1%, which is 1 point of 130 million, is $1.3 million. So Shy Money wasn't understanding that. He didn't get it. He's thinking, I'm trying to get 50,000, you trying to pay me 30,000. No, I'm paying you 30,000 and I'm giving you equity stake in Get Rich or Die Trying. Forever. You're going to get paid off of this forever. Equity stake. Just like when people go on Shark Tank, they ask for money in exchange for equity stake. All you did was mix the shit. And I'm gonna give you $30,000 up front. And I'm gonna give you a fucking royalty and equity. Exactly what Kevin O'Leary tries to take from people all the time on Shark Tank. And people say it's a terrible deal for it ain't even the sharker. What's the people in there begging on Shark Tank? The entrepreneur. They say it's a terrible deal for the entrepreneur, but it's a great deal for Kevin. This is what 50 offered Sha Money. He didn't want that. That's why his lawyer was like, yo, I'll take it for 20 G's, because the lawyer knows you can't put a price on that. This is how you gotta be thinking, man. You gotta be thinking long term, not short term. See, black people, we've been through so much shit that's very difficult for us to take long term things serious. Right? A lot of us didn't think we would make it to live past 25, past 30, past 35, past 40. I'm not even 40 yet. Right? We think we're going to die early. So it's like, why would I focus on something down the line when things haven't been promised to me? It's the reason why the black community didn't take coronavirus as serious. Because when you getting beat by police and people getting arrested and they getting locked up and people getting shot every fucking day, like this is something you can see and feel every single day. I can't see no virus. I can't feel no virus. Yeah, people get sick. Yeah, people get sick around here all the time. How do I know that it's that? Fuck that. I'm going outside. I'm about to have my barbecue. Because they haven't experienced it. They haven't seen it. Now more black people are taking it serious, but it's the same thing here. You got to change your mentality. When you come into business, when you come into investing, anything where you want to start making money, you have to change the mentality from a consumer to a creator. When you know how to create wealth, this would have been a no-brainer. I'm going to take that 1 point. I'd have asked for 5 points. And 50 might have gave him 3. So instead of $1.3 million, you might have made 3.9, excuse me. You got to start thinking like a creator. It's the same with social media. A lot of y'all are thinking like consumers of content on social media. Start looking at this shit like a game and how to create on social media. And you'll start enjoying social media a lot more, and you'll start gaining more traction with your business.
Do you want to chart #1 on iTunes? Do you want to have millions of streams on Spotify? Do you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars from your music like Dorian has? He has a course and it teaches you all of this. Link in the description. Check it out.